Well, some closure today in a case that absolutely shocked Effingham County and the entire area. In 2018, the bodies of Mary Crocker and Elwin Crocker Jr. were discovered buried in the family's backyard. Investigators believe both were 14 at the times of their deaths and died 2 years apart. The case, though, revealed horrific abuse, including starvation, confinement, and even torture. 5 family members were charged in connection with the children's death, including Mary and Elwin Jr.'s stepmother, step-grandmother, step-uncle. They all entered plea deals. Now, the final suspect, the children's father, Elwin Crocker Sr., has reached his own deal. WSV's Sarah Smith was the only reporter with a camera inside the courtroom. He was sentenced to life in prison today.
That's right, Andrew. Now, no possibility of parole. This was a difficult decision made by the Office of District Attorney Robert Busby to no longer pursue the death penalty. DA Busby says this decision was made due to the age of the case and deceased witnesses. He said any delay in the court system almost always benefits the defense, and this case is 7 years old. Elwin Sr. pled guilty to malice murder, aggravated sexual battery, cruelty to children, concealing the death of another, and false imprisonment. Busby says no punishment could ever make up for the conditions these children were put in their own home.
Frankly, based on the facts in this case, the death penalty would not have been justice. What these children went through, there is no punishment available under the law that would be justice in this case.
We did also learn today that one of the suspects and key witnesses, Roy Prater, died this past February. DA Busby said every interview they had with him incriminating his co-conspirators would not be presented in trial by law since he couldn't be cross-examined. More on that decision at 5. Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Sarah, thanks so much. A fire burning in Brantley County has now grown to nearly 21,000 acres. It's what's known as the Highway 82 wildfire, just 6% contained right now. WSV's Isley Herschel joins us live from the staging area for firefighters and other first responders. She's got the latest on the fight to contain this blaze. Isley?
Andrew, the cooler temperatures and the rain that we saw this weekend made it a little bit easier for firefighters to contain these flames. Right now we're at just over 20,000 square feet of how much this fire has been spreading here. Right now I'm here with Casey Tudor and he's going to give us the latest. So tell me, Casey, what has your plan of action been so far for today?
So today has been a good day to kind of prep and reinforce what we have already implemented on the fire, specifically doing structure prep in areas and especially trying to reinforce lines on the north and the east side where rate of spread is the most likely as temperatures increase and humidity begins to drop once we get these warmer temperatures. So right now the name of the game is trying to prep structures, make sure that the higher rate of spread areas are going to be safe.
Yeah, so about those warmer temperatures, is that a cause of concern for you guys?
It will definitely increase fire activity. We expect a little bit more active flames on those ends. The rain did not put the fire out whatsoever, so we still are dealing with fire. But as temperatures begin to increase, we need to make sure those lines are held.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Casey. Now, for those who have been displaced, there are resources through both the Red Cross and the Brantley County Family Connections. There are places to stay and lots of donations for those who need it. In Brantley County, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Isley, thanks so much. If you're interested in helping victims of the wildfire, we've got a link on our website. Go to wsav.com/wildfire donations. Now, if you or someone you know has actually been forced out of their home by the wildfire, the American Red Cross in Brunswick now offering shelter. There are more than 70 beds available, meals, as well as support services. Small pets are welcome and help is available for larger animals. Transportation also being offered for those who need a ride to the shelter. To arrange that ride, just call 912-674-5878. And a second shelter is now open in Lake Park, a city in Lowndes County. This is at the Venture of Faith camp off of Highway 135 South. Again, the shelter open to anyone who needs help and is completely free. At the same time, the Red Cross has opened another shelter in Jessup. This is at the Unity Church of God on Sunset Boulevard. The Red Cross says if you're evacuating to any of these local shelters, make sure you have essentials for each person in your family. We're talking about clothing, prescriptions, blankets, and chargers. You can find more details at WSAV.com. And while the flames from the wildfires are far from Savannah, we're still seeing and breathing in a lot of smoke right here. Doctors at Memorial Health say they're seeing a rise in respiratory-related emergency room visits in just the past week. WSV's Nakaya Harris has more on those numbers and the impact on air quality.
Smoke from nearby wildfires has been drifting into our area for the past couple of days now, and doctors say they are seeing the effects.
Just in the last week, more than 400 people have gone to the Memorial Health emergency room with shortness of breath, cough, and other respiratory-related illnesses. This comes as wildfire smoke is contributing to lower air quality across the region. Memorial Health internal medicine physician Dr. Timothy Connolly says allergy season usually peaks in early April, and ER visits tend to drop, but right now, it's the opposite. The hospital is seeing patients with underlying chronic respiratory conditions like asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and even those with heart failure.
So it's not healthy to inhale any type of smoke whatsoever, but this wildfire smoke is very dense. It's a lot of burning particulate organic matter that ends up in your lungs, and that can cause lasting and sometimes irreversible damage.
Doctors also remind people to limit outdoor activity when that air quality drops and to turn to indoor spaces like a gym or other indoor activities. Reporting here in Savannah, Nakaya Harris, WSCV News 3, on your side.
A man is now in custody after a shooting in an apartment complex in Statesboro. Investigators say 22-year-old Hunter Quinton found a gun several times at the Caribe Court apartment complex early yesterday morning. Thankfully, no one was hurt. A negotiator did try to get Quinton out of his unit. Officials say chemical agents were also used. Police eventually entered that unit and took Quinton into custody. He's being charged with first-degree criminal property damage and reckless conduct. Meanwhile, police are still looking for a suspect after a shooting yesterday at Savannah State University. Happened around 2:30 Sunday morning in the parking lot area of Bostic Hall. That's one of the student residence buildings. University police say the suspect is a man who's wearing all black clothing and was last seen running towards President's Gate near Thunderbolt. Several agencies are now searching for that suspect. We'll keep you updated for that search on air and online as soon as we learn more. And the city of Pooler just approved the purchase of more than 30 acres of land. That has some residents asking more questions. WSV's Jillian Cole's taking a closer look at why this property was selected and what it may mean for the future of the city.
Pooler city leaders say this natural wetland is now protected after the mayor and council approved its purchase using a dedicated preservation fund. They say this marks the beginning of a larger effort to protect nature across the city. A 35-acre wetland brought to council's attention by a resident is now owned by the city of Pooler. Leaders say this $480,000 purchase was funded through the city's tree fund, which is filled by developers who can't meet green space requirements, leaving just over $2 million for future projects. Officials say preserving this land will help with stormwater drainage and protect wildlife. They say plans are to eventually turn the area near Pine Barren Road into a trail access point leading to the pond.
The idea is to have a place for, children at school to come down here and be able to walk through, go through the creek area, come back here to the pond.
While the tree fund only covers the cost of the land, city leaders say they hope to turn this area into a walking path and educational trail through grant funding, giving residents a way to enjoy the natural space. Reporting in Pooler, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic. The Accident Doctors, where it pays to get well.
This afternoon, we are checking out the traffic along Interstate 16 at Pooler Parkway in Pooler, and it's flowing smoothly westbound and eastbound, though just a little bit slower on the westbound side, approaching the exit right there. As far as speeds along 16 itself, looking pretty good. I-95 experiencing some minor delays just to the north of Highway 80 toward Pooler Parkway, with speeds down to around 45 miles per hour. Extra volume, the main concern there. Crossing the border into South Carolina on the Savannah River Bridge, conditions are actually looking pretty smooth this afternoon, so good news there. Also, the major arteries around the low country looking pretty good right now. We're going to be heading down to Richmond Hill, taking just under a half an hour from downtown Savannah along US 17.